Hello, I am your Kingdom, Spiritual Transformational and Life Purpose Life Coach and Mentor, Latricia Booker. And we are here to be empowered, to heal, to get delivered, and to get free. We know who we are. We elevate our minds and our spirits and raise and expand our consciousness to ultimately walk in our true divine purpose and power. And it is the truth of who God has created us to be. Kingdom people, we are history makers, we are world changers, we are dream successors, we are wealth generators, we are manifestors, and we are curse breakers. We most definitely are transformers, kingdom people. Yes, we are. Kingdom people, thank you all so very much for viewing my videos. Thank you for the like, subscribe, shares, your comments and feedback, all your financial contributions to my channel, for all the seeds that you so generously sow into me and my ministry. Kingdom people, thank you for all your bookings and purchases and for everything that you do here. Thank you, Kingdom people. Thank you. And so, Kingdom people, I am on location. And I just want to know, are y'all ready to break these chains? Come on. Let's elevate. Let's activate. Let's get it, Kingdom people. Let's go. So, Kingdom people, you are being rewarded for doing the right thing. You are literally being rewarded for doing the right thing. So first, I want to read to you Hebrews 11:6. But without faith, it is impossible to please him. For he who comes to God must believe that he is, and that he is a rewarder of those who diligently seek him. So, kingdom people, first and foremost, you seek God. You seek him diligently, and he rewards you. When you seek God, you're literally doing the right thing. So he rewards you for seeking him. You seek out his counsel. You seek out his instruction. You seek out, I'm hearing his advice. I guess those are all the same thing. But you seek out his ways. You go to him to know what he wants you to do, to know what pleases him. You allow him to lead you, guide you, all those wonderful things, kingdom people. And here's the thing. You go to him because you believe that he is a rewarder of you who diligently seek him. So you don't come to him not sure. You come to him knowing. And he rewards you. You know that he's going to reward you for seeking him. And reward for you just mean you know he's going to answer. You know that he's going to give you the right direction. You know that he's going to honor you for seeking him. And listen, kingdom people, this overall message is really about him honoring you. It's about him honoring you and rewarding you for doing the right thing. And so that's a start. You seeking him for answers, seeking him for direction, seeking him for his will and purpose for your life. He's rewarding you for that, just as he says in Hebrews 11:6. And so, kingdom people, you've gone through some things. We know we done been through some things. And in those things, maybe at one point in time, you didn't necessarily know how to properly handle these things. And maybe at one point in time, certain things hurt, especially when it came to family, especially when it comes to relationships, especially when it comes to anything really that you were connected to in some kind of a way, or someone that you were connected with in some kind of a way. Those people who have kind of done you wrong, mishandled you, have tried to cause you harm, come against you, try to stifle you, stop, all those things, kingdom people. Here's the thing. Regardless of where you were in that, all of that, the whole thing is that we have to learn. We have to grow. We have trial and error. We learn from our mistakes. It's part of the process. It's part of life. We don't come knowing everything, even though in some ways we do. We lose it all somewhat, and we have to get back to it. And I say we somewhat do because initially we did. Initially we were with God. We were all one with God. When the fall happened, everything got kind of out of whack. So we're really just coming back into remembrance of who we are with God's help. And so in all of that, you learn, and it's kind of what they call growing, what we call evolving, what we call remembering even. And so the thing is, kingdom people, you were doing the right thing all along when you were doing all of that. Even if you would maybe at one point in time don't consider yourself to have been following God, you were where you needed to be. And when God called you higher, you stepped it up. Even if even if you were kind of hesitant at first. I've heard some stories, different people I've talked to who have shared that, you know, they don't want that. They wasn't trying to move in what God was moving them in because of what came with it. And, you know, even like when it comes to like being anointed or being what we call the chosen one, kingdom people, a lot comes with that. And so sometimes people come into knowing that they are chosen by the stuff that they're experiencing. And so they sometimes they're resistant to it, understandably so. But the overall thing is this: when you come around and you say, okay, because you answering the call, pretty much you answer the call, God rewards you for that. But in answering that call, it comes with a lot of stuff. It's like they say, the anointing costs. It costs us a lot. But this is the thing: God, He rewards you because you're doing the right thing. What is the right thing here, kingdom people? Answering the call. You answer the call. You answer the call. You allow Him to guide you, direct you. You are obedient to Him. Those kind of things. That's part of why I said initially that wherever you were in your process, that's where you were supposed to be. Even if you don't consider yourself to have been walking with God like that. When He calls you, you answer. Even if it took a little getting used to or adjusting to, you answer. God is rewarding you for that. And in 1 Peter 1:6-7, it says, so be truly glad. There is wonderful joy ahead, even though you have to endure many trials for a little while. So kingdom people, listen, you may have had to endure many trials for a while, it says here. I'm reminded of, for our light affliction is only for a moment, but is working for us a far more exceeding weight in glory. I forget exactly where that's at, but I will link it in this video. I mentioned that that just came to mind because the scripture calls it a light affliction. And you know, we be going through it like, oh, and it be heavy for us, but He's saying it's light. Don't want to go too much into that. But the point that I'm making here is that even though it says, even though you have to endure many trials for a little while, even if it was a long while for you, it says there is wonderful joy ahead. There is wonderful joy ahead. So be truly glad. See, that's how you are being rewarded with that joy that is ahead. It says, so be truly glad. There is a wonderful joy ahead. And many of you are in that place of joy. You have endured many things. You know, it may even still be some things going on in your life. For many of you who have overcome already a lot. For many of you who have walked away from those things that don't serve you. For many of you who, you know, you have come from among them. You have separated yourself as God has called you to. You're experiencing that joy. You're experiencing that joy. And it is because you have endured so much for some time. It says here for a while, but you've endured. You've done the right thing. You endured for the sake of Christ. You've endured for the sake of your calling, for your purpose, what God is asking you to do. And so surely God is going to reward you for that. And so, kingdom people, the other thing to that is this. As I was already stating, you've been through a lot of things. God has asked many of you to walk away from situations, walk away from jobs, walk away from family, walk away from people. And God was speaking to me this morning about how He rewards you for doing the right thing. Because He's asked you to walk away from things that weren't good for you, even if you were there for a while. And the thing is this, like I always say, or I have said before, I'm sure several times, you may have supposed to be in there for some time. That was just part of your story. Those people played a part of your life. But what was happening was God was teaching you. God was teaching you the spirits. God was teaching you how things operate. And you know, something else that has been standing out to me a lot, that God has been showing me, is how I know him personally in situations where it had been, some things were going on for long periods of time, but it's like I was always seeing it. You know, it was just building up to overall understanding what that really was. And not just that, sometimes, kingdom people, even though you're not thinking this in your mind when it's happening, God allows you to be there until he calls you away from a situation. What's happening is, in some ways, it's like he's allowing them to hang themselves. Because ultimately, that's what they do. Because some of these people never think you're going to walk away. They think that they could just and it's just been something been on my spirit, abusive. Because a lot of these people are very abusive, emotionally, whatever. Anytime you're trying to cause another harm and just mishandling people and doing things to plant bad seeds, or doing something to make them doubt, or doing something to make them feel a kind of way, those are all forms of abuse, emotional abuse, that is. And so, kingdom people, the thing is this: while you were going through all of that, you were learning. And I kind of lost my train of thought just a little bit. And, you know, as things were going on, it was building. This is it. Here it go right here. You start to notice a pattern. What happens is you see these things going on. It builds up to a point to where God eventually say, walk away. Because what you learned in all that is, this is who a person is, and this is their intentions towards you. And now you have all these experiences to vouch for it, to say, okay, you have substantial evidence now to say this is what it is. And it's a thing where, you know, people can't come back around. They'll try to say, oh, I didn't mean it, and I didn't. But it's so many things that they've done that you have record of, because you were paying attention, even though you may not have been led right away to move around the situation. It's like these people can't come back to you saying that it wasn't whatever. They can't, and not really they can say. It is what it is. And so even if they say, well, I didn't mean it, whatever, they are who they are, and you know that. So I'm saying all this to say that because you stepped away when God asked you to, he's rewarding you for that. He's rewarding you for doing the right thing. Furthermore, kingdom people, many of you don't even want to be around toxic people. You don't want to be around those kind of things. You don't want to be around people full of demons. You don't want to be around people that try to make you feel a certain kind of way. You don't want that. And God is rewarding you because you don't even want it. He don't want you to want it. He don't want you to be around it. But not only are you moving around it because he told you to, he instructed you to, but you don't want it either. And God said he is rewarding you for that. Now, some of you may have experienced, or you may still be experiencing, where it was hard to walk away. That's understandable. It was hurt. It hurt. That's okay. But the whole thing is, when you push through all that and you do it, God said he's rewarding you for doing the right thing, because it's the right thing to do. God tells us to come from among them. Come from among those things of the world, those things that don't serve you, those things that don't mean you any good. So when you do that, he rewards you for that. Yes, you endured. You endured first before you walked away. Now, at this point, for many of you, you ain't enduring nothing. Because I was thinking about this today, how, you know, those older people that I walked away from, it's like now the new group, they be trying to be on one. It's like, I don't even let them in. You don't let the new people in, because it's like you just went through all this to get all these toxic, demon-possessed people out of your life. You didn't do all that just to let new ones in. You keep them out. And kingdom people, because you already endured a lot. You already know this. You know them when you see them. You know them on point. And you're not in a place and a time in your life where you're supposed to still be doing them in that manner. And the reason why I say in that manner is because in some ways they still on the outside trying, but you not enduring them. You know, not personally, not, you know, up close, not in your life. Not in your life. They may be on the outside in the background still trying to do what they do, some of them. But you doing the right thing. You're keeping them out and you're staying away from them. And God is rewarding you for doing the right thing. And so First Peter, I read to you First Peter 1 and 6. Now I'm going to continue and go into 7. So 1 Peter 1 and 6 says, so be truly glad, there is wonderful joy ahead, even though you have to endure many trials for a little while. Verse 7 says, these trials will show that your faith is genuine. It is being tested as fire tests and purifies gold through your faith, though your faith is so far more precious than mere gold. So when your faith remains strong through many trials, I will bring you much praise and glory and honor on the day when Jesus Christ is revealed to the whole world. So God is saying that because you went through this, you did the right thing in doing it for his name's sake, for him calling you, for him just allowing you to, for you allowing him to walk you through the process, because you cooperated with the process. And even if you was once resistant, because I'm just hearing that, you still proceeded. He rewards you even for that, because ultimately you made the right decision. And God is rewarding you for doing what's right. And it says here that he would bring much praise and glory and honor to you. And so, kingdom people, right here in the earth realm, he's rewarding you. He's rewarding you for doing the right thing. Yes, he's also going to reward you, as it says here, when Jesus Christ is revealed to the whole world. I just heard Jesus Christ is revealed to the whole world. He already being revealed to the whole world. So again, he's rewarding you for doing the right thing. You've done the right thing, kingdom people. Listen, I just have to say this because this is on me too. I know I spoke about this before, but you know, you also did the right thing by when people went low, you went high. Yeah, maybe at one point in time you ticked and tacked and was engaged until you learned, wait a minute, you had to learn. This ain't it. And here's the other part of that. You was at a place you didn't want all that toxicity. Maybe you was engaged in it and you was involved with it. Maybe you even had some of it, but that's not overall who you were. And so that was becoming too much for you and it wasn't right for you. So you began to pull away and you start to learn and understand things that cause you to further pull away and refrain from being involved in things like that. And so at some point when people went low, you went high. For many of you at this point, that's just what it is. If people go low, you go high because you already overcame all that. You want nothing to do with no toxicity and nobody who operates under the spirit and the spirit of the devil. You don't want anything to do with Satan's children. Now, while we do pray for them and pray that they come over into the fold, that they repent and receive Christ and walk with God and all those things, we have to not have anything to do with them, especially those ones who are harmful and trying to cause you harm. I always used to like to say, people over there minding their business, ain't bothering nobody. They may be down and trying. They may not be in the best position. They may have all kinds of stuff going on. But if they over there and they bother nobody, they all right with me. They all right with me. It be the ones that be trying to hurt you and they be trying to stop. Them the ones I'm talking about, kingdom people. When them ones go low, you go high. And God said he is rewarding you because you do the right thing. I'm reminded of how God had dealt with me in such a way years ago, where when an elder of mine would be, sometimes our elders, whether they're family or anything else, they can be disrespectful. They can be not respectful. They can be very inappropriate. And I remember years ago, God told me, even when they're being disrespectful, even when they're doing something highly inappropriate and not to be respected, God said, you still be respectful. You still respect them. Be respectful. He didn't say respect them, because sometimes they cause you to lose respect for them, but God say still be respectful. And so when you do that, you still be respectful, because when you be respectful, you honoring God. You're honoring God, you're honoring his ways. And when just because someone else is inappropriate, they're doing something that's just not the thing to be doing, doesn't mean that you go there with them. And I'm reminded of how people say matching energy. Don't match their energy. You be who you are. You do the proper thing, and you will be rewarded for doing the right thing. You don't never want to, because matching energy is the same thing as going down to their level, letting them coming down. You don't want to do that. You stay up. You stay where God has put you. You stay where you're supposed to be. You don't step up off of your place of authority to go match somebody's energy. No. But kingdom people, you've done the right thing. And so God is rewarding you for all of that, for all that you endured, for all the trials, all the tribulations, all that stuff you had to put up with from, listen, I'm hearing from all the way from your family to jobs, to neighbors, to people sometimes in your own house. Listen, God is saying you are being rewarded for doing the right thing, kingdom people. You did keep doing the right thing. Keep doing the right thing, and you shall see your reward. Many of you already are. Like I said, you're already in this place of joy. You're in this place of peace. Even though things may still be around trying you, it can't do nothing, because God got you. See, but some people don't understand this. When God got you in this bubble, and you done done that work, and you done found peace and experienced some peace, you don't never come away from that. I don't know, it's so weird. I'm reminded of a person who I used to deal with. They were on my mind this morning because God was just showing me a depiction of this person wanting to come to me, but they can't, and be pitiful. You know, they've done a lot of things to try to hurt me and harm me, and it's bad. And, you know, I don't deal with them, and wouldn't. You know, they don't mean me no good. And it's just, you know how some things, you know, when you do so much damage or attempt to do so much damage, it's just leave that alone. It's nothing. It's nothing. You can't reconcile that. I don't want to, you know what I mean? It's like, it's nothing. Just, whoo. You don't want to have nothing to do with that. But sometimes, kind of people, when people lose something good, or when they try to harm it and take it out and destroy it or bind it and whatever, and it didn't work, they be pitiful. They're pitiful. They said their life is turned upside down. They're tormented inside. And so they want to come sometime to you. And in this case, when I'm speaking of, God was just showing me this person being pitiful. Like, this, you know, want to whine to me about their pitiful situation. Even though they're in that place a lot because of how they handle me. A lot of it's just because of who they are and what they are. They just bring destruction upon themselves because that's just where they are. That's just what they are. And so, anyhow, God was showing me this person being pitiful, and I just kind of looked, and it took me back to when I met the person. That's how I met them. They were in a situation where somebody else was taking them through the ringer, and you know, I ain't gonna say fell for it. You know, that was years ago. That's where I was. But of course, you know, over time you learn some things, and so I thought of that. I said, that's how they was when I met them. And then when I legally separated myself from this person, they turned around and asked me to legally bind myself back to them. But they said it, you know, it was all for them. You know, say, can you know, one of them kind of things. So and it was like selfish. It's all for me. It's like these people, the kind of people don't care nothing about you. And when they only want you or want to just kind of get back in for their own selfish reasons, for they don't care nothing about you. It's all about them. But the point that I'm making here is this. Now this person wants to come to me with a sob story. And it's the thing, kind of people, first of all, I don't care. That's your problem. I ain't here to fix you. That's part of why I can't deal with you, because you messed up. And then you try to mess me up in the process of you being messed up, and you completely mess yourself up. But kingdom people, I was saying it to say something. I had to endure a lot. I endured a lot. And it doesn't mean I was perfect in a situation, but I was workable and was working and growing. And I'm trying to do the right thing. But this person was completely on the opposite. Not, you know, they were just on the opposite thing. They wasn't trying to do the right thing. They was trying to go against what God was doing. And I was going with God. And they was trying to stop me from moving on with my life, but not necessarily in a spiritual way, just moving forward in just a physical life, just moving, having a decent life. That's what they were trying to keep me from doing. They didn't know I knew they were trying to do that. But the point is, kingdom people, I endured a lot, and I handled the situation the proper way. I handled it the proper way. I don't want to go into details of everything I did, but God was just showing me you did the right thing. You did everything you were supposed to do. And I didn't, at some point I broke away and just stopped doing the entangling and, being entangled with this person. I'm saying they're right, entangled. And just completely fell back. And God was like, you did the right thing. And of course, God was leading me that way. But I was also feeling like that's what I had to do, because it wasn't good. I wasn't feeling it. Was doing my spiritual work. So I'm steadily growing and evolving. And what happens, kingdom people, when you're growing and evolving, you actually can't even continue with toxic people like that. You just naturally, it's like oil and water, light and darkness. What fellowship does light and darkness have together? They can't exist together in that manner. So anyway, kingdom people, you are being rewarded for doing the right thing. Whatever your situation is, whatever happened, your situations are, is what I heard, because there's a lot of them. God is rewarding you. You did the right thing, and God is rewarding you for doing the right thing. Okay. So kingdom people, if you like this video, and if it resonates with you, please just go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Then click on that bell. Click on that subscribe button first. And subscribe to my channel if you have not already done so. Thank you. Then click on that bell right next to that red subscribe button so that you can get a notification every time I upload a new video, something like this from Kingdom People. Also, if you are interested in any of the services that I presently offer, if you are interested in, what else, Kingdom People? Sowing a seed into me or my ministry. I'll be asking y'all what else. Sowing a seed into me or my ministry. If you would like to listen to my podcast show, there are new episodes on there. Yeah. Any information you need to know about me and any helpful resources you may be interested in are right down below in the description box. And yeah, Kingdom People, I love you all so very much. I really do appreciate you being here with me, spending this time. You all know I don't want to leave you, but I do have to go right now. But I will be back to hold my kingdom people down. Now, kingdom people, with that being said, much love, light, and peace, and many blessings to you all. Above all else, let the Holy Spirit lead you in all things at all times. Kingdom people, we are unstoppable, we are unmovable, we are unbreakable, and we are unmovable, unbreakable, unstoppable. I'm missing one. Untouchable. Kingdom people, that is my time. Obviously, Jesus girl is out. Peace.